We got a lot to talk about. And we're live, we're red. And so now I want to start by saying a big thank you to Viola Fuss. And that's the name for Shelley Jones. That's her little stage name, her Facebook name. And she gave a nice contribution to the musical map. Very nice to see that. And also, so excited about how that stuff is coming along. Every bit of it coming along, so cool. And now you can actually buy online the Slufa t-shirts and the musical map caps. Wonderful. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing good. I've been in the tank.
Yes, let me hear about that.
Oh, there's not much to hear except my stomach didn't feel very good, but I haven't ate anything today. Because if you get in the tank and you happen to get the I gotta go, they can't get you out of there. You just go in the tank, and
you don't want that.
Well, I'm just scared of going of a morning.
Absolutely, yes.
So, and the other day, one day, my blood sugar was 125. After I got out of the tank, it was 123. Today, I even had cinnamon rolls late last night at the house. Today, it was 116.
Good. That's awesome.
And my blood pressure was low. It was like 90, 94 over 50 or something. So they said it's just because I'm getting up and I'm not getting anything in my body, no food or whatever. So now I guess I'll have to get up about 4 hours before I go there so I can see if it goes through my system and comes out in my restroom before I leave.
Exactly. Well, I just am so interested because I talked to Michael. He's going to send us more designs with our comments on them. And so we'll see that probably later today. So cool to see how all this stuff is coming together. Really enjoying it. Every bit of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very cool.
I got to be real careful how I grin here.
Okay. Well, you can run out if you want to. Just telling you, you're welcome to.
Hi.
Let's talk about the road stories and your stories about the guy and the animals, the mini stuffed animals.
There was this one guy that had a lot. No, when I used to play at the Missouri State Fair,
right,
every year, 18 years, we played. The beer garden we played at was right next to where the carnival start.
Okay.
Well, you leave equipment out, but the best thing on that deal is get to know all the carnival guys.
Right.
Because, I mean, you take your microphones and guitars and stuff like that, but if something's got to disappear, man, I look like Jerry Reed with my hat on crooked or something.
Exactly.
But anyway, so we got to know those guys really good.
Right.
Because down in the fair area, in the carnival area, they had a club late at night called the Crow's Nest. Okay. You pretty much had to either know them or know somebody to go in there, or you didn't want to, because carnival guys, if you didn't belong, you'd probably get literally thrown out.
Right.
But so we got to know a lot of them just because they were like, man, we'll help watch your equipment, even though there's a security guard. And if you ever come up missing something, it will be, we'll be able to find it.
Exactly.
So they were all my friends, and we'd start doing this stuff in the afternoon, and they'd get a break and they'd come up there and drink beer, and all those big giant animals that you can't ever buy, you can't win them. They come up and they go, "Oh, you want a big ass animal tonight? Want a big ass animal?" I go, "Yeah, which one? Which one you want? How about that great big giant pink lion with the white fur? How about that one?" Okay, we'd be playing music. Here comes this big ass lion walking through the people, and he said, "Tomorrow I'm gonna get you a different one. How about the big tall tiger with the turban around his head?" And these things are the ones that nobody ever wins.
Right, sure.
I say, "Yeah, we'll take that." Next day is like, "How about the big gorilla with the boxing gloves? You like him?" Sure. Next day, "How about the 15-foot long cow, black and white snake?" Well, I don't like snakes, but yeah, we'll take him. And we had so much. We had a van and a trailer then, and we had so much stuffed animals. We almost couldn't get our equipment in the van,
Right.
and I have them to this day, and I've used them at kids, in Nashville a couple times. They did a thing called Kids Fair. And we
Right.
just set them up. And so I was telling you yesterday about some good ideas for
Very.
them with what we're working on down here.
Yes.
So some stuff like that that's hard to come by,
Right.
hang on to it, because before you know it, you got a place for it and you wish you had it. So
Tell me about the grizzly bears. That was also funny. Tell me about that.
I have two great big Smoky Mountain brown bears.
Right.
Oh, these are bigger than a
Right.
person. I mean, they're huge. Friend of mine, Bill's gone now, but his name is Bill Quisenberry. He had a club in Miami, Oklahoma, and he ended up managing David Allen Cole, and
Um,
which is called Dak. That's what David called himself.
Sure.
David Allen Cole. Dak.
Right.
And Dak would call Quiz in the middle of the night and go, "I'm down here in Tunica. I need you to come down here and bring me like $5,000. I'm gambling." And Quiz would say, "Dak, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm in Nashville.
Right.
You work for Dak. Get your ass down here."
Right.
So anyway, yeah, the thing with, he had a club, and it was a successful club, Miami, Oklahoma, right outside Joplin.
Right.
And he wanted to hire our band because he heard we're just a crazy bunch of nuts and we have a lot of fun. So he hired us. But him and his wife, Carol, basically they had everybody that ran the place, and then they come in as the bosses a little later, had their offices and stuff. And man, we took a break. We didn't have anything to do. So we got the bears down off the speakers and sat on them and held them by the ears and bounced around on them around the dance floor. So Bill and Carol goes, "Oh, there's the band, Bill." Bill goes, "The band's on my damn bears. They're riding my damn bears across the dance floor." And he's like, "Did anybody tell you guys you could ride those bears?" I go, "Nope, they look pretty lonely." So we hit it off. We went to his office, and he had Moose House shoes and a Mickey Mouse telephone and a Donald Duck hat. And
Right.
he was a big kid. Carol came in there and she said, "Bill, don't you think the band should go back and play? They've been on an hour and 15-minute break." He goes, "Yeah, just a minute." And so we became all really good friends. And Bill's like something like 6'8", 350 pounds or something. He had the big lamb chop sideburns.
Right.
And wore the real expensive leather coat with all the fringe hanging down the side. And he'd take me backstage to the Grand Ole Opry. "Oh, there's Kate Smith over there. Right? Yeah, I need to go. Connie Smith. I need to go over and talk to her, man. I'll be right back."
That's better than Kate Smith.
Yeah,
Connie Smith.
Connie Smith.
Right.
Yeah, but he knew everybody. He goes, "Now we're backstage here. There's little Jimmy Dickens. Go talk to him."
Right.
There's Porter Wagner, and he goes, "Now, if you guys want to watch any of the show between artists, you just go scoot out on the stage in those bleachers that are up on the back of the bands. Just sit there." So we got to do all that. Little Jimmy Dickens, he like, "Oh yeah, it's so good to meet you. It's so good to meet you." Like he knew you. And but
They
Bill,
had those skills. They knew how to work a crowd, definitely. Little Jimmy and all those people are talking about, they definitely knew how to work a crowd.
they did. They pioneered it. Yeah, they did. And Bill was just, they'd had the big songwriters festival in Nashville where you could go different places and go in.
Yes.
Anybody and everybody that's written hits was in there,
Sure.
whether they were famous artists or just songwriters.
Right.
And they'd have little security guards at the front door. They stop Bill. They go, "We need to see some ID." At 6'8" and 400 pounds, he just looks at him. Got them big side burns. He looked kind of like, this guy. The guy did Old Man. "Old man, take a look at my life."
Neil Young.
Neil Young. He looked a lot like Neil Young. Bill just stopped and he go, "Huh, I don't need no pass." Just walk by the guy, and the guy just looked at him. Then the guy stopped me. So I got to have a pass from you. I go, I don't need no pass. I'm with the big guy. I'm with the big guy. And anywhere we would go into a little club somewhere, and Bill's like, they have somebody get up and sing. Bill would have a drink. He'd just slam it down the table and go, come on, Mike, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. I go, that abruptly? Yeah, he goes, this sucks. We ain't going to listen to this crap. And he didn't care to tell people that they didn't do bad. I mean, good. But, yeah, he was a neat guy.
But he gave you those bears. Is that right? You've got them now.
Oh, yeah, Christmas time. It was at Christmas time. And Carol called me, Mike, Bill wants you to come out here. He's got a Christmas for you. So I go out there, and it's them two big black bears. I actually put them in my 350Z.
Okay.
I don't know how. One went in the front floor. Its head went in the floorboard, and the ass stuck up to the ceiling.
Right.
And the other one was in the hatchback that flipped up and kind of tied in there. I pulled in some gas stations. People were just laughing. Oh, well, taking your bears out for a ride? Yeah. But they gave them to me. And, Bill had some cool stuff. Bill had Carol still got it probably. He's got a saddle that's all made like a mirror ball. But it's a whole Western saddle.
Wow.
Oh, really, really cool stuff. But Bill he played too. He played bass. I've got music of Bill playing. He was really good. And close people. He kind of took on a management deal with me and all. And he's the one that got me doing some recording in Nashville. And I was with, oh gosh, my steel player was Buddy Emmons that made Emmons steel guitar. Hank Sainer is a famous keyboard player.
Yes.
Pig Robbins, who is the all-time most famous keyboard player.
Legend. These are legends that we're talking about.
These are legends. And I had to go in and just sing dummy vocals so they could lay down the tracks to these 5 songs I was doing. I was scared to death singing in front of these guys. And they were so good. They just looked through their charts. They said, let's try it like that. And I played it. They go, what do you think? I'm like, that's perfect. Don't change a thing. And so I take a little bit for granted.
Yes.
Nashville, I met a ton of people. I met Shelley West and her mom. Shelley West's mom. She was real famous. She's the redheaded one.
I know. I can't think of her name right now.
What's Shelley and
Dottie West.
Dottie West, yeah. And we were there was a bowling alley, great big bowling alley in St. Louis. And we were the opening act that night. And so, I'm backstage. She's going, boy, honey, you look good tonight. I go, you look pretty good yourself there, Dottie. I go, I got a question. How's your daughter get them pants on? Gee whiz. She goes, oh my gosh. She goes, they're that little. She goes, I don't know. But I'm out on stage and I go, so how many people are ready to see some Dottie West tonight? And Shelley too's with her. Everybody, yeah. I said, well, I tell you what they're going to do. It'll be kind of hectic here at the crowd because we're sold out at the club. But right down the street on Arnold Street, they're going to be signing autographs at the Steak and Shake. And I go, you could all go there. And I come off stage. We're going to do a little intermission before we introduced her.
Right.
She goes, what's this crap? We're signing autographs at Steak and Shake?
Shake.
I go, yeah. I come on. Dottie, I was out there, man. I was on the limb. I had to come up with something cool.
Right.
And her and her husband, he's their sound engineer. They have a big home in Nashville, the bowling alley and all that stuff.
Sure.
So they're like, well, anytime you get, and I was from Missouri then. They go, anytime you get up to St. Louis, you just get a hold of us, come out and stay at our house with us. And all. Of course, I think the next time I was in, Nashville, I was living there. So tons of weird stories, but the stuffed animals, I mean, if anybody ever thinks you just want to buy an outstanding, unbelievable stuffed album or animal for your kids,
Yes. You've got,
I've got them.
you've got them.
I've thought about at Christmas time just putting them all out and selling them, but because you can go in Walgreens, you can go in different stores and big animal ones smaller than these are like $100, you know,
Right.
$79, and I'm just, man, I'm Peter Pan. I'm a big kid. I'm not a hoarder, but I hate to get rid of things. I mean,
Right.
I tell people most of the things I have in my life, they've all got a story behind them.
Right.
There's a reason I have them, you know.
Yes.
And
And
gosh,
it's
I'm like
really-
somebody that would lose their puppy dog if I lose one of my items or sell a guitar or
Right.
something. Oh,
Well, you're going to make really good. You gave really good ideas for what it's going to work at. You're the ticket. You got great ideas about that as well. The stuff we talked.
I think I got some great ideas for that, and it's just the ideals that fall in with that is just you wouldn't
Right.
have to go out and find a bunch of big animals to do it. You already got them.
Right. Exactly. You'd rather have them and not need them than the other way around. That's what I say.
And I told a girl I used to date, Diane Bass, she's from Harrison originally, but she's lived in Pigeon Forge off and on a whole lot. She ran the house. She was in charge of all the house stuff at a rock and roll show that was down there, and she worked for Hatfields and McCoys. And I think she's doing online title stuff now.
Right.
But we had our bad times, but we had a lot of good fun times. She's the one who used to always tell me we can be down here in Pigeon Forge, and the whole time we're walking around being tourists, she goes, all you're thinking about is how to make money here. She goes, I can see it in your eyes. And we would have fun. And I texted her the other day. What was it? Oh, she saw the interview with Mark.
Right.
And she said, man, that was awesome, Mike. I said, well, if you'd ever get a hold of me and chat, we've
Right.
got something that we're working on, and we've been working on for quite a while.
Exactly.
And we're going to hire somebody that's into marketing.
Right.
All I know is I know somebody in Tennessee that's very good at
Right.
marketing.
Great.
And she just said, well, you never know. I may want to move back that direction. And then she said, keep me in touch.
Sounds great.
Well, to me, I mean, you don't really hire people who go, well, keep me in touch.
Right.
No, you hire people that are going for it.
Right.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about it.
Exactly.
When would I have to be there? What would I have to do? So
Right.
I don't know. I'm as you know, with our branding stuff, I'm real picky about stuff.
Right. We need to be
So-
picky. We need to.
Well, yeah, you do. You really do.
Absolutely.
But it's I don't know. This town's getting ready to
Well, it definitely is. And
start booming.
in it, and I'm so happy now that Doug Erb got paid for his artwork on the musical map. So fun to see that happen. And thank you to Shelley Jones for doing that. So happy to see this happen and this whole big circle come together. It's so amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess one of the main virtues in life to learn is patience.
Right? It certainly is.
And it's real hard when you're like me. I'm a tiger in a cage wanting to jump out and do my thing.
Exactly.
But it's
Sometimes it takes to get the team together. It takes a while. So that's what we're doing. We're putting the team together.
and right now I'm doing this hyperbaric thing
Right?
5 days a week, and I go there around noon, quarter till noon. I don't get out of there till like 2:30, and
Yes.
I mean there ain't much time. Let's see, I had time to stop at McDonald's and have
Right.
a sandwich and get to my house and tune in Dale Wiley. I sent Darren a link to the show today. I know he's at home. I said, just get on here and
Yes.
click on there and it puts you backstage. And Dale,
Sure
if he
does.
sees you,
Sure
he'll
does.
say, well, I got somebody on here. I'm not sure who it is, but let's see who it is.
Exactly. As well. And make sure to everybody that wants to be on the show, text or my email address is dalewileyShow@gmail.com. Let's see what's going on. Talk to me.
Well, some people in life just don't care about moving another foot from where they standing.
Exactly.
I mean, they just
No doubt about it.
Crane's small town. A lot of people that went to school there, and that's where they still are 30, 40 years later, and that's just what they'll do the rest of their life. There's a there's a lot to see and do in this world.
Exactly.
Branson, this area, you get plenty of guys that come down here and, oh, I play guitar. I'm looking for a place to play and sing.
Uh-huh.
I'm lucky. I look at these things differently. It's like, oh yeah, well, I play guitar and sing, but that's not even the mind path I'm on right now.
The thing that I found out when I had the record label was there's so many people, and the way you learn about it is there are people that are going to make it no matter what, but they're tigers. They're holding on. They're going for it, and those people are the ones that make it. It doesn't always happen right away, but it happens.
They are the way, and that's so true.
Right.
I mean, you take companies like through the years, like Herbalife and Amway, and just different things. There are millionaires in these companies because they're people that started out in these companies, and they just, I guess I'll try this, a little bit, and they stuck with it,
right,
and just went by rules within their boundaries of what they had to do,
right,
and it worked. I mean, people always talk about pyramid schemes, but I don't know. Everybody wants to get ahead somehow.
No doubt about it. But what I'm talking about specifically is the people that were famous in the 90s are, for being really on the ball and being made their name in music just by staying with it, even after they shouldn't have. They just stay with it, and that's the thing that I see. That's what's so cool about this. Is just how many people just have to fight through it. You gotta do that.
Well, yeah, I just, I spent a lot of my life just playing music and traveling around doing clubs and festivals. The festivals paid a lot better than the clubs, but was this a fun life? I mean, we were making more money than if we went down the street and went to work at the hardware store. I mean, we were having fun.
Yes.
And we saw a friend of mine, Frank Delacaris, he goes by Alex now. Okay. Phenomenal drummer. He lives in Kansas City. And he told me the other day he quit doing the cover tune stuff bands, and he's back to doing the dueling pianos. There used to be one down here in the Landing, Ernie Biggs or something like that. Well, that's what he's doing now. He's got 2 piano players, and he's just a drummer with them. And he's asked me, wow, are you back in the entertainment business? Are you back getting to doing stuff? I said, yeah, definitely. Well, then he wrote me, he said, well, here's some of our promo if you hear of any stuff, because we work around Kansas City, but we also come down that way.
Sure.
But Frank's a neat guy. I don't think we're not looking at a drummer situation, but he's back in the day when we started doing the tips things here with Sid and stuff, he was a drummer, and he just Frank understands business. He's the one I told you one time we stopped at some convenience store and they go, oh, there's your singer over there. Yeah, kind of cocky, isn't he? Frank goes, who, Mike? He goes, man, he's the most fun guy you'll ever meet in your life. They go, he's just on stage. No, he's business up there. He's about getting it done, doing it right, making it good, and having fun at it.
Right.
They go, you're just looking at him walk around in the convenience store here. Just go there and say, hey, Mike.
Right.
Frank told you, he said, he probably won't shut up. He'll just talk and talk and talk to you. But, yeah. I had some guy Facebook me just a while ago. I put my radar detector out of my car
Right.
on Marketplace. It's starting to make a little buzzing noise when it talks.
Oh yeah.
Instead of like turn left, it goes, you know, it's a buzzing. But it was made by Whistler, and it was something like $120.
Right. You know, you
Yeah.
for that, I don't think.
I mean, it wasn't the great big phenomenal ones, but
Right.
I read about these new ones that Uniden, they were one of the companies. They've
Sure.
just come out with this one, and it's only something like $45. And all the little letters on the cross of it are different colors, like yellow, orange, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't have the GPS and all this other stuff that the one I got has, but I
Right.
don't really care about that. I mean, that's on your phone and everything else. And this one's so popular, they're hard to get. They're like sold out all around the country.
Uh-huh.
And I bought one through Amazon, and it said they had 7 or 8 of them. I bought it on the 6th. And then yesterday I got a message. I should get it by the 16th. So I was making my little call to Amazon, and I was like, well, I know you're doing a good job for me, but stick your supervisor on the phone, okay? And I talked to him. I said, listen, if I got a $5,000 party lined up, and I told him I'm going to be there tomorrow at noon, and then I call him and say, well, I'm not going to be able to get there for one more week. Guess what? They already spent that $5,000 somewhere else. And I said, I can go down to Walmart, but I like Amazon. It's on your doorstep. I go, now you being the supervisor, you know these things. That's why you're a supervisor. So what I suggest is you and Amazon find me this thing that I paid for that said 7 in stock. You get it in Amazon Prime in 2 days. And he's like, well, I'm going to work on this and try to find how we can get to this. And I gave him that. Well, I know you will, because I've had to talk to you like this before. And I said, I'm sure the guy that waited on me earlier, he was trying, but he was just textbook.
Sure.
And then so I got an email last night. It's shipped out today. You'll definitely have it on or before Friday.
Sounds.
I thought, oh well, I knocked about 7 days off of that order. So
Exactly.
but that's why I was saying I bought this one. It's cheaper, but if you survey all the stuff, this one is, for some reason, they made it really, really good, the parts and everything. And so I don't know if this guy, this guy said, well, you still got it? Can I come and get it? He said, I don't live very far from Branson. Well, actually, Springfield. I said, well, I'm available after 5.
Right.
And he wrote back, well, I'll get back with you on that. So, and see, all my radar detectors, things like that. I mean, I'm just a professional in the stuff I do. Mine is on my dash, but it's wired in through the back side of my rear view mirror, and it goes up to where my dome light. It's just wired into my dome light, so there's no wires showing. It's just there. I don't have a big thing plug-in laying over here. And I'll get some guy. Oh, where's the wrong thing? I can plug in my cigarette lighter. I'll just tell him. I'll say, hey, I'll knock $5 off. Get on Amazon, or do you want a little plug like that? Because it's all I want to do. Amazon had gave me $15 worth of credit, but I had to buy something that's shipped from Amazon and sold by Amazon. So this thing was something like anyway, it brought it down to I had to pay with tax and everything a whole $33.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, all I want to do is take the one out of my car, get the money out of it that just clears the other one out. Man, that's the Ray Reid thing. That's the stuff I do, you know.
That's the stuff that you do. And once again, it's time for the end of this amazing show. Thank you so much for joining us on Knee Deep in Rubber.